Super Review Show here. So here's the deal, right? This is the Luke Cage Season 1 review, okay? But I have not seen it yet, but my good pal Andrew Schultes, who will be here shortly, he is going to be doing his review of it, and actually he's going to do it right now. So feel free to sit back, relax, and enjoy his review of Luke Cage Season 1 right on the Super Review Show.
Thank you, JT. And now I will start the review for Luke Cage Season 1. Luke Cage, the cast for Luke Cage has Mike Coulter returning from his role in Jessica Jones as Luke Cage. Some new cast is Simone Missick as Detective Misty Knight, Alfred Woodard as Mariah Dillon, Mahershala Ali as Cottonmouth, and Larry Harvey as Diamondback, along with supporting cast of Rosario Dawson as Claire Temple, which we have known, the character at least, Claire Temple, we have known from Jessica Jones and Daredevil Season 1 and 2. And along with Theo Rosie as Shades Alvarez. The setting for Luke Cage is in Harlem, in modern-day Harlem. Starts off with Luke Cage working in a barbershop, and with his close to what a fatherly figure he has called Pops. Pops basically gives Luke Cage the push to keep on living his life, not to give up basically all that stuff. Luke Cage, he's struggling just to get by. He works 2 jobs, and one at the barbershop, and another one at this nightclub that is owned by the villain Cottonmouth. And when Luke Cage is working at the club, he runs into Detective Misty Knight, who is investigating the club owner Cottonmouth and secret deals that might be going on. Cottonmouth is currently in exchange with another villain, Mariah Dillon, who is his aunt, and he's currently working with a deal with the main villain Diamondback that we don't see until halfway through the season. So Luke Cage is trying to work out with this mystery, and eventually Claire Temple gets involved because she lives in Harlem. And when she gets involved, Luke Cage and Claire start to develop a bonding relationship that develops throughout the season. And Luke Cage discovers that he is not bulletproof. He can get injured by bullets, by at least a special type that uses alien technology. And after that stuff, the story starts to progress, and we get to know more about Luke Cage's background. The main driving force of Luke Cage is how the superheroes, the people who are not seen as the Avengers or anything, the regular people who are trying to hide themselves from society, as even though when they have all these great powers, they're going to be shunned out by society. This can be seen also in Daredevil and Jessica Jones. So this is a fact that's made reoccurrence. The Avengers do get name dropped every once in a while throughout the season. I think this is the most time in the Netflix show that I've seen them at least mentioned throughout the one season. Along with the other Netflix TV show people, Jessica Jones is mentioned, and Daredevil is also mentioned. However, one thing that did disappoint me with Luke Cage was the lack of Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones was not in Luke Cage Season 1. It's just almost as if the events of Jessica Jones didn't happen, per se, even though they mention the events. But you would think that after the events of Jessica Jones, Luke Cage would still remain in contact with her, but that doesn't happen. The Claire Temple character, as we know from Daredevil Season 1, 2, and in the last episode of Jessica Jones, has she makes references to Daredevil every once in a while as a good lawyer friend that she knows. So that is now I'm gonna get into spoilers real quick. So if you don't want to listen to spoilers, that's all for you. But if you want to listen, continue. So as I said, for the first 2 episodes, Luke Cage is seen working at a barbershop with the character Pops. But that is ended when one of the employees at the barbershop shoots up one of a couple of Cottonmouth and Diamondback's employees and takes the money. Now, Luke Cage finally finds this former employee, and they're trying to negotiate with Cottonmouth. But one of Cottonmouth's associates ends up shooting up the barbershop and result is Pops killed in the aftermath. After that, Luke Cage continues to live on, but he's going to do as hard as he can to make sure that people like Cottonmouth are brought to justice. And along with Cottonmouth, the character Mariah Dillon, she is a councilwoman in Harlem. She is trying to make sure that she can do whatever she can to remain in power. So she's doing all these secret deals, which eventually get revealed to the public later on in the story. So for the main part, halfway through the season, the character Cottonmouth is killed off by Mariah Dillon. And that's when we see the side villain Shades start to interact with the characters more and more. The Shades character is seen as just pulling the strings on Mariah Dillon, and Mariah Dillon acting the way that Shades wants her to. And Shades is an associate for the character Diamondback, who is Luke Cage's half-brother from his forgotten past. Because Luke Cage is his alter ego. His real name is actually Carl Lucas, and when he was growing up in Georgia, he was framed for Grand Theft Auto and was sent to prison at Seagate, which is a high-security prison. And in the prison, the wardens and the employees there were experimenting on the inmates, trying to create something similar to what happened to Captain America. And eventually, when it's time for Luke Cage's turn to be experimented on, the experiments finally worked, but Luke Cage ends up escaping. Now, there are some subtle nods to the original comics and other movies in Luke Cage Season 1. The Avengers are name-dropped multiple times, as in the battle for New York in Avengers 1 is known as the Incident, and along with there are some subtle nods to Luke Cage with his former outfit that he wore in the first comic book, and also there's the Stan Lee cameo. The Stan Lee cameo is not an actor one; it's just a poster on a wall. You have to have a keen eye to look for it. That happens later on in the season. My main disappointment with Luke Cage, though, was the fact that Jessica Jones was not a more active role in Season 1. And I kind of wish that, since we're going to be getting, Defenders really soon, because Iron Fist coming out next year, I would expect that we're getting the characters to come in contact with each other more. That's just one of my problems. I would personally give Luke Cage a score of an 8 out of 10, a great score. The show was great. It was a great TV show. I'm really looking forward to Iron Fist now, and it was a good TV show. 8 out of 10. I'm going to send it back to JT now. He's going to close the video.
So that, guys, is what it's all about. That's his review of Luke Cage. What did you guys think about it? Did you see Luke Cage yet? If you haven't, please watch it. It's great. Go for it. If not, thank you very much for enjoying this video. Andrew took a lot out of his time to come over here and do that recording a little while ago. Guys, what did you guys think of Luke Cage? Sound off in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But for all of your Luke Cage reviews and any other Netflix shows, keep it locked on The Super Review Show. J-Man, off to work. Andrew Schultes. See you guys later.